If you've ever stepped into an untouched forest, there's a certain smell and feel to the ground beneath your feet. Soft, dark, spongy, and cool, it crumbles between your fingers, and life seems to explode from it in all directions. That's not just dirt. It's not regular compost either. What you're touching is humus, the gold standard of healthy soil, the final stage of decomposition, and nature's most powerful plant food. And believe it or not, you can recreate that exact texture, color, and life in your home garden, even in the middle of a city or a dry backyard, if you understand what humus really is and how to make it. Most gardeners talk about compost as the holy grail of soil improvement, and while compost is essential, it's only part of the journey. Humus is what comes after. It's what happens when compost is fully broken down, digested by soil microbes and fungi, and stabilized over time. Real humus isn't just decomposed scraps, it's finished, chemically stable, and incredibly rich in carbon compounds that feed plants, bind soil particles, and hold onto moisture like a sponge. If you've added compost but still see dry, lifeless soil, chances are you've never truly built humus. And once you do, your garden changes forever. So, what does real humus actually look and feel like? First, it's dark, almost black, thanks to the presence of complex organic acids and natural carbon. When you hold it, it feels light and crumbly, not wet or slimy like unfinished compost. It smells earthy, sweet, and alive. There are no visible food scraps or twigs. When pressed together, it briefly clumps, then falls apart easily. In raised beds or garden soil, real humus makes the ground spongy and moist, even during dry spells. It reduces runoff, regulates temperature, and makes nutrients stick around longer instead of leaching out with every watering. Simply put, humus transforms soil into a living system. The good news is, humus is free. It can be made right in your garden from materials you already have, if you mimic the right conditions. The first step is understanding that humus takes time. It's not a fast compost cycle, it's a slow, fungal-dominated process. While bacteria dominate early composting stages, fungi, actinomycetes, and other advanced decomposers take over in the final phases. That means you need to stop turning your compost constantly toward the end. Let it rest. Let it mature. Allow the breakdown to go beyond hot pile and into stabilization. One simple method to jumpstart humus formation is to combine topsoil from a virgin area, like an untouched forest floor or a rich patch of uncultivated land, with decomposed organic fertilizer. This native soil already contains the microbial diversity needed to push compost into the humus phase. Spread this mixture into your compost pile or garden bed and let it rest under a mulch layer. Over time, the biology in that topsoil will transform raw compost into humus-rich soil. You'll notice the color darken, the texture shift, and water retention improve dramatically. Another powerful strategy is to layer materials like leaf mold, aged compost, and manure in a shaded area and allow it to sit for months, undisturbed and moist, but not wet. Covering it with a breathable tarp or thick mulch will protect the pile while letting beneficial fungi colonize the material. Fungi are key to building humus. Unlike bacteria, which prefer fast, high-energy breakdown, fungi work slowly, breaking down lignin and complex carbon chains. They create the stable compounds that give humus its longevity and richness. That's why forest floors are filled with fungal strands and spongy duff, not bubbling heat or quick decomposition. You can also make humus directly in your beds using a no-till mulching system. Simply apply a layer of organic matter like shredded leaves, compost, or grass clippings on top of your soil and then, cover it with a thin mulch such as straw or dried leaves. Over time, with moisture and microbial action, this layer just decomposes in place, creating humus right where your plants need it. This is especially effective in raised beds since you can control the inputs and moisture more easily. Some gardeners also swear by vermicompost, worm compost, as a pathway to humus. While worm castings are rich in nutrients and microbial life, they need to mature before becoming true humus. By mixing aged worm castings with native topsoil and letting it sit in a shaded, moist pile, you create the perfect conditions for humification. You'll know it's ready when the smell is forest-like and the texture is crumbly and uniform. Making humus at home isn't just about feeding plants, it's about restoring the full soil ecosystem. When you focus on building humus, you're building long-term soil fertility, not just short-term nutrition. You're encouraging deep root systems, drought resilience, and biological pest resistance. You're giving your plants a home, not just a potting mix. And unlike synthetic fertilizers, humus doesn't wash away. It stays, it builds, and it improves with time. If your soil is still sandy, dry, or compacted despite all your composting efforts, don't give up. Start thinking beyond compost. Start thinking in terms of humus. Focus on slowing the process, adding fungal inputs, mixing in virgin topsoil, and letting the biology work. Don't till it. Don't turn it too much. Let nature do what it's perfected over millions of years. If this guide helped you understand the true nature of humus and why it matters, don't keep it to yourself. Subscribe to Hydrohaven for more deep-dive soil guides that go beyond surface-level tips. Share this with fellow gardeners stuck in the compost loop, and let's rebuild our gardens from the ground up, one layer of living soil at a time.